Well, hello friends. This is your video for order of operations. And let me make that, there we go. Okay, so order of operations, you guys all know, please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. So when I was learning order of operations, I always got really frustrated because I would always get them wrong and I never understood why. I thought you did all the parentheses, then all the exponents, then all the multiplication, then all the division, then all the addition, and then all the subtraction. And I didn't understand that multiplication and division are partners and addition and subtraction are partners. So whenever we get to the point where we're doing multiplication or division, it's whichever one comes first. When we're doing addition or subtraction, it's whichever one comes first. So I'm always really picky about order of operations because I want to make sure that you are successful with it. So I'm going to tell you how I want you to show your work, and I'm not going to argue with you about whether or not you're going to show your work that way. It is what it is. Deal with it. It's because I love you. Okay, so let's do a couple of sample problems. So when we're looking at this guy, I go in my head through the please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. And when I'm looking at this, I've got parentheses. So I'm going to underline. That's my first step. Underline. And then I'm going to simplify. So 6 divided by 3 is 2. So that's my simplify. Then I'm going to bring down whatever is left in my problem. In this case, I just simplified this, so I've got 7 times 2 left. So underline, simplify, bring down, and then our last step is repeat. So in this case, I have one thing to simplify, and that actually allows me to solve it. So 7 times 2 is 14, and then when I'm at a solution, I circle it. So you notice that we kind of are in a reverse pyramid type thing. Reverse pyramid is good. That means that you're solving step by step and heading in the right direction. And like I said, I am really picky about this, and just save yourself the argument. Do it the way that I'm asking you to do it, because you're kind of leaving a trail of breadcrumbs here where if you make a mistake, we can go back and retrace your steps and see where you went wrong. So again, you're going to underline, simplify, bring down, and repeat as necessary. So let's look at a problem with a little bit more to it. So we've got 6 times 7 divided by 3 plus 9. So we don't have any parentheses, we don't have any exponents, but we've got some multiplication and division. So luckily for us, the multiplication comes first. But even if these symbols were switched, we would still do this first term first because multiplication, division, whichever comes first. So we're going to underline, and then we're going to simplify. 6 times 7 is 42, and then we're going to bring down. And we still have multiple operations in here, so that's where we're going to do that repeating. So now we've got 42 divided by 3. So if you don't know that fact, you may use your calculator to solve that, but you're still going to be showing your work to where, for all I know, you knew that fact in your head, okay? Because if you take the calculator away, I can't tell that you used a calculator to solve that, but you're still following the right process. So we underlined, we simplified, now we're bringing down, and we're going to repeat. So 14 plus 9 is 23. Again, we've got that awesome reverse pyramid. So you should, when you're looking at your reverse pyramid to see how many layers it should have, after you write the problem, you should have as many layers, including the answer, as operation symbols in your problem. So like up here, we had 1, 2, right? So including my answer, I have 1, 2 steps. So that's just a way to help you know if you're on the right track. Okay, so now let's come down and look at example number 3. So please, nope, no parentheses. Excuse, yep, we've got exponents right here. And you guys all know that 3 to the second power means 3 times itself this many times. So this is our base, this is our exponent. This tells me how many times I'm multiplying 3 by itself, okay? So 3 times 3 is 9. So then I'm going to bring down. Now I'm going to repeat. So I'm going to underline. So I've got multiplication and subtraction. So multiplication wins. 9 times 6 is 54. Okay, so I've simplified. Now I'm bringing down. And now I'm going to repeat. 54 minus 4 is 50. So if you look up here, we had 1, 2, 3 things that we had to do. And we had 1, 2, 3 steps in our problem. Still have that nice reverse pyramid. Okay, here's one that's a little bit trickier. Okay, so this one has kind of a lot of stuff to it. So start with my please, and I do have a please here. So 45 divided by 9, that gives me 5. And once I've done everything in the parentheses, I don't need to rewrite the parentheses around my 5 because I've kind of like solved that. So now I'm going to just write the rest. I'm going to bring down the rest. Okay, so there was my please. So now I've got an excuse. So 3 to the second power, again, that's 3 times itself 2 times. So 3 times 3 is 9. So I've simplified. So now I'm going to bring down. Right? Now I've got multiplication and subtraction. So multiplication comes first. 11 times 9 is 99. So I'm simplifying. And then I'm going to bring down that minus 5. 99 minus 5 is 94. So that's my answer. So if you have problems that you get to where there are integers in them, where you're taking like maybe these two were switched and you had 5 minus 99, I'm going to expect you to remember those integer operations. And if you don't remember them, there is a sign on the, and you kind of can't see it. Whoop. Do I almost have it? Okay, the one with the clouds with the kid laying down outside. Yep, you kind of see it right there. That's our integer rule sign, so you have no excuse to not know your integer rules because you have them in your journal and you have them on the wall. Okay, so there are some examples for you. So your tasks for today that are order of operations related. The first task that you have is your Versatiles worksheet. And I know it looks not super fancy like I got it from the book because guess what? I did not get it from the book. Crazy, right? So on this sheet, you are not solving each of these. What you're looking at is which operation will you do first. So for example, in number 1, and you know when we're working on problem number 1, we have tile number 1 in our hand. So when I'm looking at this, which operation do I do first? I've got 4 times 12 times 2. They're both multiplication, so I'm going to start left to right, whichever comes first, and I've got 4 times 12. So I'm going to look down here. I don't even need to solve 4 times 12, guys. You don't even need to solve anything. You just need to look at what are you doing first. So 4 times 12, here's 4 times 12. That means that tile number 1 is going to go in spot E. When you finish with this, you're going to bring your box of tiles to the guest teacher. You're going to flip it open the backwards way and show the guest teacher that you solved all the problems correctly. Then you'll go back to your spot. And if you got any of them wrong, you're going to take those tiles out and fix them. If you got them all right, you're going to go back to your spot and put these in order and then move on to your practice worksheet, which is also your homework. So on this sheet, there's 1 problem done. And so there are 17 other problems. You are going to choose 11 problems, okay? Now, some of these, most of them have exponents. Actually, all of them, it looks like. Some of them are to the second power. Some of them are to the third power. So if I was doing one where I had 3 to the third power, remember, that's 3 times itself 3 times. 3 times 3 times 3. What I would like you to do, if you cannot write small enough to do your reverse pyramid and show all of your work, then you can either do your work on the back side of the sheet or attach a sheet of loose leaf paper with your problems neatly written out. In order for you to get credit, they need to look like this with the reverse pyramid. Don't complain about it, just do it. It's just quicker to do it. So what you're responsible for today is completing your versatiles, showing that to our guest teacher, and then starting on this worksheet, and you are going to be choosing 11 problems. So you have to show work. And you are either doing the 11 problems where they go, showing each step, or if there's not enough room for that, then you are attaching a separate sheet of paper. Okay, good luck. Make sure you are absolutely amazing today, and I will see you on Wednesday.